Welcome to the Bridging Broken to Breakthrough podcast. I am your host, Maria Wingard. I share how hope will arise out of our past broken relationships, fractured families, and personal struggles. Come walk a mile with me as we allow Jesus to clean out the mess and organize the rest. Today's episode is titled, Finding True North Again, Part 1 of 2. Today. I'm not sure how I feel about today. I hold it in my hands and roll it between my fingers just to set it down again. I walk away, but it latches on and follows me like a bouncing ball on a rope. I stare at it. The date on the calendar stares back in bold letters and numbers, uncaring, unfeeling. It should, though, because I do. February 15th. Somehow, we are here. I am really not sure where the year went, but we've swirled back around again to this day, a day of irreversible change, a day that altered our family. The day God called your name and you joined the great cloud of witnesses. Dad, when you drew your last breath, I, with absolute unflinching faith, prayed with tears streaming down my cheeks, believing God would give your life back. I continued to pray for 3 hours until they rolled you away, believing God would breathe life into your body. When He chose not to, I don't know how we all continued to breathe, but somehow we managed while at the same time holding our collective family breath. We all rallied around Mom, with me still living with her for several more weeks, to hold her up so she could learn to breathe with half her heart missing. The problem was, in the midst of holding her, I was subconsciously still holding my own breath, and my body shut down. Bell's palsy hit. It was weird. It was so weird for this extroverted extrovert how noises could hurt and how they could be too loud. I had to hit the pause button on life because my body dictated it. It was finally time for me to have my own turn to grieve. Now, I don't have a roadmap for grief. Everyone's journey is just so different. Our personalities vary as the grains of sand, and the relationships are just as different. What I can say is, God can supernaturally heal your heart. You can grieve well if you let Him hold your hand and heart. For me, God, an atlas, and the open road were my roadmap to healing. When I started, I had no idea where I was going, who I would see, or where I would end up. I spent 10 days traveling through 7 states and was graciously given 8 homes to visit. God loved me as I grieved hard and fast on the open road. I rode that grief tsunami on the surfboard of His loving hands and held on for dear life. God never let me drown. For me, riding the waves of grief and embracing those moments has lessened my pain. I believe embracing, not avoiding, is the key to grieving well. I also chose grief counseling with a pastor for a time. I truly believe that it helped me with the thin skin that comes with grief and raw emotions. My pastor helped me realize that looking at life through the lens of grief while processing through my grief can give a skewed picture. I'm still a work in progress in this area. Now, scars can't stretch like unmarred flesh does, and sometimes the pool will catch you by surprise. Not with the pain of a gaping open wound, but in the pulling against the stitch. This healed edge speaks of love and loss, the proof of love and that a life actually existed. Now, I also tend to keep quiet about my inner peace and healing from the wrestling time with my Lord, particularly because many around me who have lost loved ones that have been gone twice as long as my daddy are still mourning as if their person died yesterday. I know it will sound odd to them that I feel as if he died a long, long time ago. My soul hurts for their torment and pain when I know God can and wants to heal it. This does not mean that I don't have moments of sadness. I just don't have overwhelming, drowning grief. For some, I believe, they feel guilty in giving up the pain as if it means they never loved the person they lost, almost as if their outward and inward suffering is a testament to the depth of their love. I don't want to honor my dad that way. I believe Dad would want me to enjoy remembering him and talking about him without guilt or pain. Dad would want joy as the reflection for the life he lived. Quote, "Now, dear brothers and sisters, we want you to know what will happen to the believers who have died, so you will not grieve like people who have no hope." 1 Thessalonians 4:13. I am grateful you decided to come walk a mile with me, your host, Maria Wingard, on the Bridging Broken to Breakthrough podcast. To find out how Jesus bridges broken to breakthrough and to listen to past episodes, please visit hopewillarise.com. And thank you for listening today.